Good afternoon. My name's Darren Crawley. I'm the Partner Account Manager here at Ascari for Cloud for Partners. I'd like to welcome you today to our webinar, which will be focusing on some of the key trends across e-commerce. And I'd like to give a warm welcome today to my colleague Alex, who will be representing one of our partners, Sana Commerce. We have worked with Sana for a number of years now, and we view them very much as a best of breed supplier of e-commerce solutions to the SAP Business One partner community. So just to set the scene, just wanted to give you a little bit more insight into what we'll be focusing on today. The user experience is very much based upon a general feeling of well-being and ease of use when it comes to the customer experience online. We've all experienced in the last 12 to 14 months how important it is to integrate and coordinate seamlessly, both in our professional lives, but also in our personal lives as consumers, with various online shopping and purchasing applications and products. And one of the things Alex will do today is go through how some of the business processes work better with an integrated e-commerce solution. So I'd like to introduce Alex Jennings-Temple, who is the Partner Account Manager over at Sana Commerce. Alex is based in the United Kingdom, in Southampton, but I understand looks after the whole of EMEA. And I will just make Alex presenter now, and he can give you more insights. Over to you, Alex.
Right, thank you for that introduction there, Darren. So I'm going to be taking you through our presentation today about improving customer experience and business processes. So as Darren mentioned, my name is Alex Jennings-Temple, and yes, I'm based in Southampton, and the sun is shining today, which is lovely. So basically, I work with Ascari to make sure that they have all the support from us to help you with any sort of e-commerce requirements, and to be able to answer all the questions that you may have. And I'm going to be taking you through the agenda today, which is really going to be looking at the difference between some sort of mainstream interface solutions that are on the market. But really, it's about how integrated e-commerce can benefit your business. Improving your customers' buying experience is really key at the moment, and that's what a lot of customers are working with us towards, and really improving that sort of customer retention, and really from a B2B buying standpoint, enable customers who previously might have found it quite tricky to deal online in a B2B environment, just to make that process a lot easier. But also the key thing we want to talk about is really leveraging your existing data. So everything that you have that's in Business One that powers your day-to-day business, that holds all of your key data, how we can just use that data to power the web store instead of having different systems and managing that sort of data elsewhere. So that's what I'm going to take you through today. So basically, we work with a lot of customers who they tend to be market leaders or specialists within their field. And they may have complexities around the business that historically has not been really geared up to run normal, typical sort of e-commerce solutions. And they found it difficult really to replicate their business. There's, a lot of them have been established over the years. They've built up a customer base, whether that be referrals. They offer very good customer service and that buying experience. And to try and replicate that in an online environment can be really tricky. So we work with our customers to make sure that your customers can have that same experience that they have now with you in that online environment, and that's how we try and help. And a lot of the time, this can be a challenge. And generally, when we come across customers, they may already have a bespoke solution in place. And it might be a case of they're on their first or even possibly second generation web store. They might have customized in-house solutions that they run standalone. And I think it was more of a case of we need e-commerce, let's go out with this particular solution. But now they are looking at ways they can improve the back-end processes. They want more control over how the web store functions and the content around it, and they want it to be integrated. They want to manage one single solution. And typically, we will come across customers who might have a B2C environment, but now are looking for a more sort of omni-channel experience with a lot more B2B functionality. And generally, if you're looking for B2C and B2B functionality, then a lot of the solutions out on the market do fall short, and that's where we can come in and help. So a typical solution that is on the market is what we call interfaced. So basically what will happen is you'll have your shopping cart, you'll have all of your products, you'll have all of the pricing around the individual user within the ERP. You've got all your inventory items, you've got customer data, and all these business critical things when people want to place orders are all there. And what you have to do, you have to build interfaces between each one of those areas within Business One and basically replicate them in the front end web store. So there's systems to maintain. Sometimes some of them can be quite simple that I've seen on the market at the very lower end. But when we start getting into B2B and they start getting more complex, these interface projects can not only take a lot of time, but they have to be maintained as well. And generally that's through a third party. And you're basically rebuilding all of the key ERP data within the web store, which is, it's time consuming. And the whole point is we are just trying to simplify this process for you. And generally the root cause of these challenges are silos. As we mentioned, the disparate systems that are in place, they are built separately from the ERP. They are built as standalone solutions. I deal with the whole partner network across UK and Ireland, EMEA, and we have customers who will come to our partners and say, right, yeah, brilliant, Business One looks great. However, I am running WooCommerce, and can I, pull the information out? Well, generally, if that's the case, there's all of these projects need to be built, and you can think that there's a lot of solutions out in the market where customers are doing their own research and basically choosing their own solution, whereas we operate different. Okay, so and the reason we do that is because we've already talked about these sort of disparate systems here. Not all the data in one system is available in the other, so we're compromising on the data that's available. Also, not all of the functionality. There might be key functionality, especially when it comes to business complexities and B2B buying, that needs to be in the front end web store to operate the way you are used to running your business. So we need to ensure that we can pull that functionality through. The synchronization between two different systems as well. There can be, with those interfacing projects, there can be issues around the right information flowing through to the store in real time, which means when customers are going in and they're looking at user specific pricing or stock levels or whatever it might be, then if that information is incorrect, then that can be costly to the business. So synchronization delays is a real issue. And obviously the changes have to be made twice. You need to make the changes. The business critical data is in the ERP, so changes should be made there. And you have to go back to the e-commerce platform to make those changes. So I think the key point is managing the data in those disparate systems can cause errors and can take time as well. And I'm sure that you might have these conversations already around this with customers. So what if we could make the ERP and e-commerce solution work as one? And that's where we come in. So we basically sit a layer within the actual ERP itself. So it basically can eliminate those silos we talked about, the complexities and the compromises by the typical solutions out there on the market. Because rather than interface solution, Sana is an integrated solution, which means we basically sit inside Business One and we pull all of that data out using one single connection. So we're basically like a layer that's just using all of the data you have. It's a quick and smart integration with a proven track record. We've got a huge amount of Business One users using our solution. And the key point is that's where your business critical data lies. So let's just use the data that's already there to power the web store. So there's only one system to maintain. Which means all of the ERP data that you want is actually within the e-commerce platform real time, because we're like a layer over Business One, and I think that's real key. Any changes that are made will just flow through straight to the front end store. All the ERP functionality is also there. So we have 46 native integration points between us and the ERP, which means we can pull all of the information that you would need to show the customer for them to be able to do business with you. And if there's fields or data that's critical to you, then we can just do customizations within the system to extract whatever information is sat in the ERP to flow through to the front end store. Single source of the truth, single source of data is shared between the two systems. So if let's say you might have a customer talk to a sales rep, or they go onto the website and log in, or they email in and ask for a price or stock levels. No matter where this is done, because we are using the data from the ERP, we know that they can have exactly the same experience no matter how they want to interact with you, which is a really great customer experience. And obviously the changes only need to be made once, not in both systems. So on that note, I'd really like to show you how it works. So what you'll see here, I'm logged in to Outdoorer. So this is our demonstration store, which is fully integrated into an instance of Business One. And I'm just going to give you a tour around. Bear in mind that we are probably all experts in shopping online in the past sort of 14, 15 months especially. So I'm sure some of the things on here will be very relevant to everybody as we're doing this already. So it's really the sort of integration points I want to highlight today and how the store works. So this, like I said, is Outdoorer. We've got all of our sort of menus at the top, and these are basically just pulling through our sort of subcategories, which can all be set up depending on how many you might have and what you want to show in the store. So you're in control of all of this data in here as well. And then if we scroll down, we can see it's a really nice sort of fast loading, responsive store. We've basically changed our software, what it was built on. It was built on technology, which was .NET previously. And last year, we upgraded it to React platform. So we're now, it's basically technology developed by sort of Facebook and LinkedIn use it as well. And it basically makes sure it loads all of the relevant information. But if there's something like an image or something that needs to be downloaded in the background, it loads what's on the screen, which basically means the store is a lot faster and more responsive, because we know that when our customers, whether that be B2C customers or B2B customers, are shopping online, they want that fast solution as well. Now, if I go through, and let's just say I'll go through to bikes at the top of the screen, see if we can add in all of these various nice little images and pop-up menus. We can see that we have our products listed in here. Now from the Business One, it will bring through so I've got frame size, wheel size, bike color. So it will bring through the attributes directly through. So if we had a bike or a bunch of bikes that we new stock that came in that was a different color, we would just add that product in as an item card in Business One, and that would just flow through straight to the store. As long as we go to that item and we show display in the store, it will basically create these attributes automatically, so I don't need to go and manage those in separate places. It will also bring through the product description, and it will bring through the product SKU. It will bring through the price. Now, I'm not logged in, so this is a kind of typical B2C shopping experience here. So this is just a standard price in here, and we have stock. We have a traffic light system, so if it was in stock, it would be green. If it was running low on stock, it would be amber, and if it's out of stock, it would be red. So it would pick all those stock figures up based on the calculations made from Business One. So if there's things on back order or shipments awaiting or anything like that, then it will bring through the true respective information into here. And then if we just click through into the product here, we can pull through the images. So we do have a separate sort of control system for this type of information. So we do pull images directly from Business One, but that would depend if you want the images stored within the ERP, if you would rather have them stored in a separate place. Everything we're showing today is all hosted on Microsoft Azure platform. So obviously we have all the security and everything around that. And all of the hosting is included on our price, and basically you can put as many sort of high-res images in there as you wish. So we have, like I said, the item SKU, the item description. You can put an extended description into the sort of CMS tool that we have. So if I just take that particular SKU there and just run across into Sana Admin, this is how we control what the front end store looks like. So if I go to product pages, and we'll just go and search for that product in here. And again, this is all built on React, so this is a really nice, easy way to manage the store. If we just edit here, we can see this is a advanced description. I've actually added that in here because all of this information I don't necessarily want within Business One. Now, some people, we talked about managing information in two separate places. You'll have the key information, which is the business critical information like stock figures and pricing and addresses and all that stuff will automatically come through. But this is advanced information specifically around products that you might want to sort of enhance in the store from here. We can also go and, like I said, add in the images here, and we can play around with the content. So I've actually added in a video in here, but we can add in any sort of content elements we want. All of this is kind of a drag and drop functionality, which I'll touch on later as well. So it's really easy to control what these front end stores look like. Also, specifications, like I said, will come through to attributes automatically. Any attachments like manuals, etc., that you might want to show here. And we support reviews, so we can allow customers to leave reviews in here as well, and choose what we want to display. So all of that is in here, and we've got sort of last viewed items in there as well. We also have the ability when it comes to B2C, if you've got things like, well, B2B and B2C, it really does depend, but we have like mix and match suggestions we can put in here. So if you have accessories or something you want to sell, or it might be an upsell opportunity, actually, if you're looking at this, maybe you should look at this. You can put all of that information in these product pages as well. We can also support variants. Again, it's a customization that we can support. But if you have different colors of things or different sizes, then we can support those. And also, because it's this, you know, we can do sort of pieces. I could buy boxes. I just buy them each. I might want to buy a pack. However, your business is set up around the inventory, we can actually pull that through into here, and then we can just choose the quantity, add to cart, or we could just add to wish list if we want functionality around B2B. Okay, so all of these pages are very similar, but again, I think the good thing is they can be heavily customized along the way. But what we're seeing here, this is a very traditional sort of B2C shopping experience, you know, add to cart, browsing and navigating around. So what I want to show you is really how that functionality changes when we log in. So at the top of the screen, you can see I've got a login option in here. So all I'm going to do is log in, and then all your customers would have their own login and password. What we do when we log in, now this particular screens, now everything I'm seeing here is exactly the same as we just saw from a B2C side. But we also have the option to customize content depending on different segments within the business or individual customers you might want to show certain things to. So if I actually log in as Stephen here, I'm going to show you what happens now. So when Stephen logs in, he has a different image, and you can basically change the name. So I could have said, welcome Stephen, hi Stephen, or, you know, welcome to the company, for instance, as an example in here. And then underneath, they only buy bikes from me. So I've actually limited down the categories that they can see, which has also limited down the menu. at the top of the screen, what they can see as well. So you can now add in key content for, like I said, either specific customers or just different segment groups. You want to show certain offers to key customers, or different regions might have different products that are available to them because depending on warehouse dependencies. So you can actually customize basically what you show each individual from that point. So also, just to let you know there, the currency does change as well depending on the customer that logs in. So Dave is in dollars, we have Frank is in pounds, etc., etc. So it will just pick up from their card within the ERP itself. So I'm going to do, I'm just going to log back in as Dave. So we're now logged in as Dave, like I said, but what we'll see now, if I go through to bikes, for instance, we can now see the stock number. So the number of stock will pull through. That is optional. You can choose to show that or not, but you can show specific stock figures if you want to. You can also see from here, rather than an add to cart button, we've now got a free type area because actually I'm buying in bulk. I'm not going in and buying one by one. And also the pricing on here will adjust depending on the customer's price card. So when they log in, if they get 10% off list, then all of these prices will adjust to suit that particular customer. And then we have a floating add to cart button. So if they're just adding loads in here, they can just add a whole bunch of items into the cart, and then they're all visible from there. So if we go view the shopping cart, at this point, you can see we can put alerts in there. So this order is going to cause you to exceed your credit limit. You'll be asked to make electronic payment, etc. So you can set up key messages. You can allow people to place orders if they're on account. You can basically put red warnings in there that if they've got huge amount of outstanding balance with you, then they would not have the ability to proceed with that order, and you'd have a red warning there. So you can really, but again, that is logic that will pull through that information from Business One. And we can now see I've got the option to go and get a quote or proceed to checkout from here. If I just go at the top and we wanted to maybe add in a new product in here, because a lot of people, especially through B2B, they might know the SKU codes they want to order or the descriptions, and they might prefer just to go and type everything in to the shopping cart rather than browsing like a traditional customer would. So they can search whatever they want from here, and then they can just go and add this into the cart from here. So what you'll notice now is all of the prices just dropped out. And that's because it's basically, I could have just triggered a multi-buy discount. You might have specific pricing in place where if they order a certain amount, then they get X amount of discount. So basically we have a recalculate button in here. And if we just recalculate, it will just go back to the ERP and pull through the live pricing and add in any sort of alternative discount that might be in there. Okay. We also have wish list items, like I said, for logged in customers. So we can add to wish list, and that will just add those 4 products into that. We can also save as a template. So if I save that as a template, give it a name, it means next time I came in, I could just go and load that template, load it back up again. It would push back to Business One, check on stock levels, make sure the pricing's correct, and repopulate my basket. It just means if you've got people who are placing orders with a huge amount of lines on there, they can go back to that order and just go and add that in quickly rather than just going through the whole process again. We also have the option to load templates up from CSV or Excel templates and things like that. So there's our order then, and let's say I wanted to proceed with that. We could just proceed to checkout. This is our new basically single step checkout here. So everything's visible on one screen because we have found improved conversion rates. You can still choose the multi-step method and go through all of these screens individually. However, everything being on one page, we have found has increased basically the conversion rate and less basket abandonment as well. So the address has come through from Business One, that's fine. Choose a delivery method. Again, we link with loads of providers worldwide, so you can choose who that might be. Payment information, so we can select payment method. There's also for B2B customers, there's a payment on account option there, so it would just be a payment on account at that point. Shipping address, billing address, I can check all of the details here, and then reference in here. I'm just going to put ref, and I'm going to put Darren in there. So ref Darren, and comments, I'm don't leave in the bin. We have Amazon leaving everything in the bin at the moment, so don't leave in the bin. And then I'm just going to go and place that order, and that is done. If this was at the real store, obviously, and it asked me to make a payment, I would have had to make that payment at that point because I'm over my credit limit, but I've just processed that order through. So we've now got order 718 in here, and that's been completed. So if we just go at the top and just log back in, 1 second. So if we log back into Business One now, and we'll just go to look up that transaction 718, do a search on that, we can now see that that is in. And if we just click into that, we can see all of those details have been added in, and you can see there was no delay or anything like that. And this is a two-way integration piece as well. So if I went in here, let's say, what's our largest amount in there? 100 of these. So if I wanted to just go and add some discount, let's say it was a quote that had been generated, and there might have been a comment to say, here, you know, if you can do 10% off this, I'll order it now, or something like that. Or a salesperson might want to give some discount. So you can just apply that in there, and then when we close it down, I'm just going to save those changes. And then if we go back into Outdoorer and just go through to the order page here, we'll now see all of those order details have come in, and we can see that 30% discount has been processed. Again, you can see how quick and easy that is. There's no delays. I haven't had to re-key in any information here, so the customer can see exactly the correct information, but you can see that information all within Business One as well. So really simple integration into the solution, and we can see what we do. We actually plug in a web store module, assign a module within the main menu in Business One, and in here you can view the web store itself. You can work on the customer assortment, put in those mix and match discounts. Do you have discount codes or coupons, variants? You can do the setup within here. So everything is controlled within here. So we plug straight in to the ERP. So that's how we process an order. And basically what we've just done there, we've gone into the My Account section for Dave at the top of the screen. And into the My Account section, you can either go and create a new order, but you can also see all of your recent orders as well. And you can go search all of that information. And this isn't just because we link in with Business One, this isn't just orders that have been placed through the web store. It might be historical, or they might have emailed in an order, or whatever it might be. All of that can be seen from here. So it's a great replication. We have a lot of customers who look for this type of information. They want to empower their customers to self-serve themselves, not only just to go and see orders, but other stuff. Like you might want to go to invoices, and I can see all of my invoices in here as well. And you can see if it's been paid, it'll have a tick across. These two haven't actually been paid. And then if we go and view the details, I can go and download this order. I could return certain elements of it. I could also hit reorder, and that order would just go straight into my basket again as well. And it means if you've got customers who are chasing you and say, well, I can have a copy of this invoice, I need a copy of this invoice, what's the status of this order? They could just go through to the website itself, log in, and they can generate their own returns. They can pay invoices off, basically look at all their credit notes, track their shipments, all this information that I suppose from a consumer's perspective, it's one of the reasons why I probably spend so much money on Amazon. It's just because it's a really nice, easy shopping experience. I don't have to talk to anybody, and actually I can do everything I want from the My Account section module in there. It's a very similar premise, but we are bringing that information through from Business One, so they can get access to everything that's happened on their customer card from the ERP. Okay, so the account area is a really bit of strong functionality for us. Such a strong functionality as such as we are basically launching just a version of that effectively. So we've got a new customer portal option. So if you want to go full-blown e-commerce, then great, that product has been established for years. But actually, if you'd want to build your own front-end corporate website with the self-service My Account section, that is also something we're going to be providing. So that's something that Ascari can help you with. And basically, it's exactly what you would see in here. You would still get the admin area where you can control everything. You could still have your products listed on here as well, like a catalog. But all you wouldn't have the stock in here. You wouldn't have necessarily pricing, and you wouldn't have an add to cart button. But we have a lot of customers who say, actually, to start our e-commerce journey, it'd be really useful to start there, get everything on there, let the customer self-serve, and eventually when we're ready to flick that switch and allow our customers to actually place orders through the site, that's an easy sort of switch on option for us at our end. So that is another option if it's something that makes more sense as it stands right now. So that's what I wanted to show you. One other thing, actually, while we're in here, before I go back to my presentation, is we also have the ability to support sales reps. So actually, if you do have a sales team who are talking to customers, I'm not saying maybe going out to them, phoning them up, whatever it might be, then we can actually log in as a sales agent. So if I just log in as sales and log in, so we're now logged in as Steve. And Steve is the salesperson for multiple companies. We can actually go in and represent the customer. So here are all the customers that I look after. So I can go into British Technology and just go, yep, select. And then when I've actually selected that customer, I've got access to the My Account section. So I can come in here and actually, if someone said, oh, can you check on this delivery, or can you tell me the status of this invoice? I can't get access online right now, whatever it might be. Or if I'm phoning the customer up and I just want to have a look at the status of their account, and I want to see, before I have a chat with them, if they got loads of outstanding invoices, wherever it might be, you can actually come in here and see that. And you could also place an order directly from here with the customer on the phone or on behalf of them, whatever it might be. You can place it through the web store and it'll go straight into Business One, which means you don't need people actually going into the ERP and keying in orders. They can do it all from here, which means the stock information is correct, the pricing's all correct, and they can use that anywhere from any device with an internet connection. So we have a lot of businesses out there who really use this as a really good interactive sales tool to improve the relationship between your customers and the business itself. So I think that's a really key point there. So that's what I wanted to show you from a demonstration point today. So let me just go back in and just cover off our last few slides. Right. So how Sana benefits you and your customers. So we've already talked about some of these bits of functionality. So order history and paying invoices online. So I think we work with numerous PSPs, and you can, like I said, you can view the complete order history, the reorder, return products, pay invoice option. All this is really to simplify the process and really improve your back-end processes as well, and just make things a lot simpler to empower customers to do things themselves, and work 24/7 as well. Just process quotes when they're sat in front of the computer at night, that still go back into the system and follow the same processes around approvals. Or they can just go and have a look at their invoices, track orders in their own time, which can increase your brand and the trust and loyalty your customers have as well. Like I said, it's that complete transparency of what's going on. The storefront, browser and mobile, so we are fully optimized to run on, like I said, any device with an internet connection. I talked about the rebuild to React. It's a really quick interface which has been built on an SPA. So we're actually one of the first B2B products on the market to use single page application, and that only loads the relevant necessary data at once. So it really speeds up those page load times, because we know, especially so many people now are buying remotely and buying from just on their iPad, etc. That things need to be quick, because if it's a slow interface and a slow experience, then we do find that we have dropouts from the web store and abandonment. So we need to make sure that it's as fast as possible, and we support all the SEO best practices for online marketing results as well. Time efficient, so the admin screen I showed you, where you can play around with all of those product views, that is also built on React. It's very quick, it's single page as well. If you're editing a page, everything has a preview option, So before we actually go live content and customers actually see that the things that you've changed and played around with, you can view it all. And we also have like content schedules. So if you have a set of offers that are going live for a certain time of the year, let's say, you can say, right, I want that this page needs to go live on Monday. And you can just schedule that. So as soon as customers log in Monday morning, they'll see the offers are available. And you can basically see immediately everything you've changed straight away. And I think, you know, that's one of the key things. We have customers using those sort of mainstream platforms generally work through design agencies. And some of the quotes that we've seen that go out to some of these agencies about, you know, oh, we want to get a new blog page up and we need to make these changes here, there, here. And then some of the quotes that come back for those changes are huge. So we get customers come to us who basically want to control their own content. They want to be in control of what the store looks like and how they can just add in things here and there to improve that customer experience without having to rely on third parties to do that. So we empower our customers to do that themselves. And it's really intuitive. It's all drag and drop design. So this here is just an example of one of our customer sites. Actually, I can just click on anything and just go start typing in there. So we can just create that personalized experience for customers, just quickly typing in. Like I said, it's drag and drop. I think these guys, yeah, they're just duplicating a row. So, and it's all built on like a 12-column grid system. So where, as long as it fits within that grid system, then we can just go and quickly play around with what it looks like on the screen and change that content. This example here, they're actually going to drop out just one of those images of those sales, and they're going to just copy I think it's just a YouTube video in there, and you've got a little YouTube video running in the background. So you can really, basically, Sana was built because you know, there's loads of B2C stores out there that look really pretty. However, from a B2B standpoint, it was very much around the functionality to make sure the buying experience is just as efficient as possible. And the front end look and feel wasn't as important through B2B as it is through B2C, but we get a lot of customers now who are looking for multiple options where they do have, they want to go out and serve B2C or maybe direct to consumer, but the functionality and and the sort of, you know, interaction between in the background is just as important. So the front end look and feel has become more important in the last couple of years, which is why we've built this new visual designer, and it's really, really powerful. And like I said, how we go and create those sort of personalized storefronts in here, we can see in this particular one, they've just gone to that second row, and within there, they can just go and customize who actually sees that content. So if you do have customer segments, maybe your customers are set up in different ways. This particular example here, they're just showing that row to US customers only. So when they save that, only US customers are going to see that second row. And you could do that for, again, you know, you might have different customer segment groups that see different products or different offers. So it's really easy to control your own data. So those customer experiences are very important as it stands right now, and those sort of drag and drop elements you just store in there and the different video and animations you can put in those rows really gives you a lot more design flexibility over the front end. And the optimized checkout, which I showed you, the one screen checkout and that whole look and feel has been really one of the things we've worked hard on over the past year. We also offer things like guest checkout can increase that conversion rate as well, makes that process a lot easier. That one-step checkout for faster processes, fewer mouse clicks, improving that conversion rate as well. Even though the multi-step checkout is still an option, I think moving forward, more people are moving towards that one-step checkout option as well. Returns management, again, let's make it easy. You know, if we need to generate returns, we can just go into the My Account section and basically pick up an invoice, select the item you want to return. It gives you the option to add in images. Let's say if it was damaged goods, you can just take pictures, add those images in. It will pick up the return reason from business one, so it will add that in as well. And it will go through the same approval process for returns as it would normally. But it would just, they'll be generating it themselves and it would trigger that process within the ERP. So let's really make it simple, and RMA is in there as well. So basically all of that information will come through, and it's really, really easy, and just empower those customers to do that themselves. Reliability is obviously extremely key, and eliminating errors is really one of the things. You know, we talk to a lot of customers who have staff who are just sat there with orders, processing orders and keying it straight in to Business One. Let's see if we can help eliminate some of those errors that are occurred when general manual data entry is happening. And we can do that, and we can still offer that high-end fast performance store, really feature-rich experience, really improve that customer buying experience through B2C and B2B. And the key thing is the data is always up to date, because as long as your ERP is up to date, then your web store is going to operate exactly the same way. So the accuracy we talked about there and the turnaround for those sort of real-time orders, they're all put through in real time. So you'd be able to see them straight away when they're processed within your order list within Business One. So you've got no time lost processing those orders, and the staff who might be entering orders are freed up to do other things within the business rather than just that data entry process. No file transfers, no data synchronization issues either, and all those prices and stock information in the ERP is immediate, like I showed you a minute ago, in the web store, which basically eliminates that risk of order errors and calculations. And increase the trust, I think, is really important. And again, we want our customers to have a great shopping experience with us online. We want them to do repeat business with us online for our e-commerce investment. And to do that, making sure those calculations are accurate in real time, making sure that the customer gets the right price based on their card or segment they might be in, basically can build that trust with the client, and your top customers are receiving obviously their pricing and the best experience that they can have. And I think that's where Sana can really come in and help you. Well, I hope you found that information valuable. Please feel free to reach out to me. My number is 07515 401292. If you've got any more sort of questions around Sana, we work very closely with Ascari with opportunities, because as I mentioned earlier, Sana doesn't operate on its own. So we can't just run a web store that we can run separately to the ERP. We are embedded in it. So if there's changes to be made or work that needs to be done to actually get Sana plugged in to Business One, then Ascari would help you with that. So if you've got any e-commerce questions, reach out to me, but please do reach out to Ascari as well if you do have any questions. And thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you, Alex. Some great insight there, and a good whistle-stop tour through the capabilities of the Sana proposition. Alex, once again, thank you very much for your time today. And to our audience, stay safe and well, and we look forward to speaking with you again in due course. Bye-bye now.